Hi, this is Trevor Conkergood. Welcome to Sunset Stitches. It's Free Font Friday here at Sunset Stitches for December the 20th, 2024. My goodness, it's already December the 20th, and I got my Santa hat on because, well, Santa's going to be coming pretty darn soon. And I guess he might be coming a little bit early this year, because you got a brand new font from Sunset Stitches made by my son Nicholas called Holiday Holler, and you can download it starting right now. It'll work with your Floriani software, and if you don't own the Floriani software, don't worry. I can show you how to get a copy of the very free Creative Express program, which includes a text tool, and you can import the Holiday Holler font and add this to your, Floriani software. So it's absolutely free to download the font for this week only, and then after the week, we put the fonts in our font archive, and that is for the members of our classes. So if you're a member of my embroidery club, then you don't have to worry about missing a week. You can get them anytime you want. But yeah, anyway, this is the latest one, and it's fun to go live on the social media. I usually get to say hi to some of my friends that happen to be hanging out on the internet, but it's just a chance for me to, I guess, give you guys a little look at what's new and remind you to come and download it. And I usually bring my screen a little bit larger, kind of like this, and it allows me to tell you guys a little bit more about the font, like, for example, what it looks like. And it's probably, we said it should be good 1/2 inch to 3/4 or 1.5 inches, but I can show you how to make it much, much bigger too, and that's the thing. But I like that this font has that cool holiday, it's perfect for your Christmas cards. And it has the Roman numerals. So I don't know if you already have a font with Roman numerals, but now you do. And it's an upper and lowercase font. So you've got all the letters and numbers available. And this is our sample stitch out. So you can see, one's as small as 1/2 inch and kind of as large as 2 inches. Now, at 2 inches, we used a split, and you can see the split right down the center kind of thing. That's an option in the software, that you can add things like that. But yeah, so that's the font of the week, you guys. If I bring it up in the Floriani software, that's what it looks like. And if you wanted to use it, much, much larger, what's going to happen is these satin stitches are going to become too long. Either if you measure from here to there, it's 4.5 millimeters. Well, you can go quite a bit larger than 4.5. I would say that for satin technically you can't go longer than 12, right? That's a limit within embroidery, that if you want to go longer than 12, it'll put jumps in between. But really, anything longer than 6, it starts to get kind of long, and it's not the most stable stitch for not getting broken. What if they wear it on the back of a jacket and then they rub up against a tree? You don't want the threads to break. So that's the main thing, is how long can your satin stitch go? Technically, they can go up to probably as long as 9 or 10, especially if it's like a framed embroidery, where that, you don't have to worry about somebody breaking them. They look nice when they're satins, but you always have the ability to select your text and change the style of stitching. So this is what you would call a satin stitch. When I select the text, I have my properties box where I can give the, instructions, like change the letters here. If you're like, I want it to say Trevor, Trevor, or well, anyway, Trevor's whatever, Trevor's Christmas, and then click apply. So now it's going to update the text into, new letters or whatever. But if you wanted to make it much, much bigger, then you would come here and, type in, let's say 2 inches tall, so 50 millimeters, and maybe the width in the set letter C, with the fatter parts, might see I got a warning. My software warned me and said, you got some stitches there, and you can see it. They're so long, that parts of them are actually displaying as missing. And that's clearly too big for this font, 2 inches, unless you go on your properties box and you change it. So here on the purple star, that tab, you can change it from a satin to a pattern and then click apply. And what that will do is it will put needle points in between the outer edges. So it's no longer a satin, it's a pattern, but it'll now fill in all the stitches that was missing. And, guess what? Now you can make it, 100 millimeters tall and have it be a 4-inch tall lettering. So you're, big enough for the tree skirt kind of thing, right? It's big. So there you go. That's how you can make these letters literally any size that you want to, but you're not going to do it with a satin stitch. I think that's probably pretty obvious. Yes. Anyway, I'm going to check in and see. Piccola Chase is here. Hey, Piccola, how's it going today? The free font of the week is it's called here. Let me flip this backwards. Holiday Holler. So go ahead and tell your friends that there's a nice new holiday font at Sunset Stitches, and you can download it today. And I got my Santa hat on just to say Merry Christmas to everybody. I appreciate all the people that visit our website and all the people that visit our Facebook. And I especially appreciate all the people that attend my classes and my events. And so, yeah, it was a great event. Last week I was in Phoenix. Have you seen my new bracelet? How do you think, Piccola? I made it for and I met Piccola. She was down there in Tucson. I'm not sure, where do you live nowadays? I know they have Roadrunners in Tucson, but I've been thinking about this bracelet, thinking, boy, maybe I need to put an orca in here, for when I go out to Seattle or something like that, right? But that's kind of the cool thing about putting an applique oval on a bracelet, is that those are the last 6 or 7 colors of that design, and you can just not sew them and put whatever you want in there, right? You could make it a monogram cuff, right? That might be kind of cool. How will have your monogram on the cuff, or I don't know, maybe I got some ideas. Some rhinestones would be cool, right? That would make this even extra special. But it's sewn on cork. It's a fun project anyway. We made them hands-on at my event last week. So everybody's got, there's just not just me. There's a whole team of us now with Roadrunner bracelets. Yeah. So, yeah, what can I tell you guys? I'm super happy to be home for the holidays. It's cold here in Saskatoon, so I've got my fleece on, or I got a sweater on top of the flannel kind of thing. But Piccola says the Roadrunner is the state bird for. So what you're really telling me, Piccola, is I made this for when I come to New Mexico. So tell Diane about the new Roadrunner bracelet and how we want to make them there in New Mexico. And I would love to be there again. Yeah, actually, is that, or do you still live there in New Mexico, Piccola? Because I would love to go back to Ryan's. That was such a wonderful store. And I loved the mountains there, the Sandias Mountains. Is that what they were called? I remember I rode the gondola up to the top of the mountain. It was like, they were like, yeah, it's only 30 minutes away. And I was like, well, I'm getting off work at 5 and I think I can get there before sunset. It was a really great experience to drive out of the city and get on that gondola. So thank you to everybody in New Mexico that kind of filled me up with that idea. Cause you could just go back to the hotel and be lazy, but I like to go see things. Last week when we were in Phoenix, Nicholas and I went to the botanical gardens. And so we got to see a lot of your beautiful cactuses and all that. Yeah. Sandia Mountain. That's it. There's no S on it. Sandia. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe I'll get to see you sometime in 25. If we don't have to make the bracelet, by the way, I'm just teasing, but normally I don't do hands-on. The truth is, normally when I go out, it's for a lecture style event. But some of the stores are starting to twist my arm. They've heard that I do it, and so it seems like now it's a pretty common request. Can you do hands-on? My favorite thing is to make patches hands-on, right? Maybe because I just like the simplicity of it all. You sew the patch and then you iron it on to whatever you want. Easy. That's one of my favorite things to do. Yeah. Hi, Linda. Thanks for saying good afternoon. Thank you for saying you love the font. It's great to see you. I imagine everybody's pretty busy this time of year. Maybe not even got time to be on social media. There's company coming over, and I don't know about you, but I got to get some vacuuming done. Luckily for me, they're not coming until Tuesday afternoon, and so we'll get that finished up. But the truth is, I'm fixing on going cross country skiing later today because it's wonderful outside. Now, some of you guys, my friends down in Florida, are going to think I'm crazy when I say this, but it's warmed up today. It's 10. Heck, that's warm. It was minus 30 last week. So it's 10 Fahrenheit, which in Celsius is probably not too bad, maybe minus 12 in Celsius. That is what I like to call perfect cross-country skiing weather. So that's where I'm heading after work today. But yeah, I'm so glad that I went live on Facebook and had a chance to tell you guys about the latest free font from Sunset Stitches. Boy, oh boy, do I have some events coming up next year. We're going to be in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I'm going to be in Fresno, California. I'm going to be in this do a tour in the Moores sewing stores in Southern California. I'll be in San Diego this spring. Oh my goodness, I'm going to be back in Cleveland. Mobile, Alabama's coming up in the spring. Boy, oh boy, I don't have a list, and so I'm just going off my head. But I'm talking to everybody and kind of planning all my events. I'm going to be in Florida, Tampa, Florida this spring. That's going to be really exciting. I'm going to be in Columbia, Missouri this spring. And so I'm looking forward to meeting a lot of new embroidery people this coming year. I have quite a few events that are planned, but Picola, if you want me to come to New Mexico, I still have a few dates left in 2025. It's not a lot of dates left, but I would be more than happy to email Diane if she wrote to me and give her what's left, and she could see if there's one that worked for you guys. But there are a couple events dates left this year, and if I don't fill them up, I'm not even really trying to actively fill them anymore because I've got so many. But that said, I would love to come back and see you, Picola, and make the Road Runner in New Mexico for the people of New Mexico, the true people that I actually made it for. I thought I was making it for my friends in Phoenix, but now I realize why I made it, so that I could go back to Ryan's. I'm just having fun with you guys and teasing. The truth is, I do travel normally around once a month, but sometimes twice. And the rest of the year, I'm happy here in Saskatoon in my little embroidery studio, and I'm the software manager for R&K Distributing. And so I work very hard to help with the education, help with the training, help with the software support, and help develop help with the plans for the updates, just kind of oversee all that stuff. So yeah. Hey, my friend Kimberly Deaver just dropped by. Well, Merry Christmas. I was just thinking about you, Kimberly, and how I always intend to write you and visit with you. And I always feel like I just fail at that. And it's so great for you to stop by today. Thank you. Kim's one of my very closest embroidery friends. We've visited many times on, the YouTube or whatever you want to call it, not YouTube, Zoom or something, because she's a contributor to Trevor's Embroidery Club. Yeah. And a very talented in the hoop embroiderer, I might say. But so thank you and Happy New Year's to you too, Kimberly. Thank you very much. I love what I get to do. I feel like a lucky guy because I've always grown up around embroidery and with embroidery, and just what everybody I know does embroidery. I probably have, interacted with thousands of embroiderers and they've all inspired me, so thank you guys for that. And I see more of my friends have dropped by, and so it's nice to see you. Elaine, you're welcome for the font. Thank Nicholas for the font, you guys, because I'm like, oh, that's a nice one. He was with me. So last week Nicholas came to Phoenix, and that was special because we don't normally do that, you guys. Normally Nicholas is at home, and he's here in the studio, and he's got other tasks that he does. He digitizes mainly, but that said, he helps me with all my lives, and he helps me with a lot of things. So one of his tasks is to make sure there's a font every week ready to go. Good job, Nick. So I taught him everything I know. He's the third generation in my family that did machine embroidery, and my mom and my dad are coming tomorrow. We're going to the Christmas play at the Persephone Theater, and my mom and my dad are coming with us. So I feel really fortunate that my family are all still even with us. Mom and dad are in their sort of later 70s, and it's wonderful to be able to get together with them. So yeah, thanks so much for all my friends. We had some great classes this week, by the way. Oh my goodness. My head's still kind of spinning from it all because I did the motif challenge this month, and the members of Sunsets of my FTC workshop 4 really came through with some amazing motifs. I loved it. The motifs that they got. If you're a member of workshop 4 and you haven't seen the class yet, workshop 4, class 23A, right? So it's the second part of class 23 because I already recorded class 23. Then there was the challenge. And so 23A is the challenge review class, and that is for the motif challenge. And the motifs, just so many fantastic new patterns that are now all loaded up and in my Floriani software. But better than that, we learned how to do it. So really, not only do you get a bunch of new ones, if you really do it right, you will have learned how to make your own. And you could clearly do any lettering that you want in a motif, type it out, learn how to make it work the best and sew the best, learn how to control the size of them. And that was one of the biggest challenges, I think, for everybody. Was it was easy to make them to be big, but if we wanted them to look really good at the smallest possible sizes, there were some extra tips that we learned this month. Mainly you have to turn off things like tie-ins and tie-offs when you make a motif, because those are like extra stitches that you don't want. If you're going to repeat the little motif over and over and over and over and over, you don't want 4 extra stitches at the beginning and 4 extra stitches at the end, tying in and tying off, because they're not needed from one motif to the next, and it's just 8 extra stitches. Your motif might only be made of 10 or 20 stitches. Those 8 extra stitches add 30% more stitching to your motif. It really adds up. It can be very simple. Sometimes the tips that you get there from the classes that are the most valuable ones are really simple ones. They're just, you didn't know until you've learned something, and then you're like, so glad I know that, Anyway, that was fun. Thank you. Cindy says she likes my hat. I asked him, like, I feel like I'm giving Nick made the holiday font, and I got my big triple sweater on here. I'm all Christmassy. Maybe I should put the Santa hat on too. So I'm in the good mood. What have you guys been embroidering, by the way? Because you know what's on my machine this time of year is snowflakes. These are from the Floriani. If you own the Floriani software and then you have this snowflake, it's December 2024. This is the large flake. I put Mylar in it. These ones are not yet dissolved, so they're still got their wet and gone kind of around them. I trimmed all the excess because I keep it. I like to keep the excess in case I ever want to make kind of like a bit of it's almost like starch, liquid starch. When you get this stuff wet, it'll cling to whatever's with it. It'll cling to the embroidery. Anyhow, why do I save it? Because sometimes I make a lace bowl and you guys dip your fingers in it so many times that it starts to kind of flop over. I got one right here. I'll show you exactly what I mean. And it needs to be kind of refixed up because this guy here is got a pedal that's kind of like not balanced anymore. And what I can do is I can take this lace bowl and I can actually re-wet it. But before I re-wet it, I'll take some of my old wet and gone and I'll put it in the water, the pieces that I cut away, and it makes the water kind of starchy. And then when I put my bowl in there, it wants to stick onto it. And then when I let it dry, it'll be nice and stiff again and I can reshape it. So there. Anyways, not cute. That bowl is from Trevor and Friends Embroidery Club. Yeah, if you're a member of Trevor and Friends Embroidery Club, what you really need to do is print the book, because you get a 300-page book for season 1, and season 2 is not quite 300 pages yet, but season 2 is not done yet. And some of my friends remind me of that, like, regularly. When are you going to finish that? They say. When are you going to finish that, Trevor? I bought it a while ago and I love everything, but I wouldn't mind the rest of it, you know. And I'm with you on that one. Trust me, I'm with you on that one. And the answer is I'm going to finish it. Um, and I guess I'll get to it when I get to it, because I haven't, no sense of me telling you when I'll get to it, because I haven't gotten to it yet. So it's been a while. The truth is we fully intend to wrap this up in 25, and I have worked on it. But it seems to always be the low thing. And don't get me wrong, I love the embroidery club. But when I started it, I wasn't the manager of R&K software, and my time deviated. So Kim can tell you all about it, because we used to have a lot of time for visiting, and now she's saying, there's just a lot going on. She says she's missed my embroidery webinars, but she's catching up with the recordings. And so thank you. I know, and I missed you being there sometimes too. So come when you can. That's the benefit of everybody that does join my workshop, is you come when you can. And if you can't come to the live, you watch the recording when you can, and that's the truth. And I'm thinking very strong or hard right now about what to do for classes next year. I haven't announced my classes next year, but now that I know my travel schedule for next year, I'm looking at what's left and what classes I can do. And I was actually talking about it in class this week with my members, saying things like, what would you like? And do you want to send me an email and tell me what I need to do next? But I'm open for suggestions. But we really did have FTCU Workshop 4 has 24 classes and 24 challenge classes. So that is 48 classes. So that I've never made a workshop in the past with 48 classes. Usually they got 12. So I've obviously really enjoyed Workshop 4. That said, I think it's time to start something new, and we were thinking about maybe some retreats. So maybe the retreat would be another way of learning, and a little bit different. I tried a couple retreats last year. I was pretty happy with them. But I'm really looking for ways to make the online training a little bit more interactive. It's really not just to meet Trevor talk and you listen. So all that said, I don't have any news for you guys on what will come next, other than I can tell you, if you are a member of Workshop 4, our next class is January the 23rd. I've already scheduled our next class. It's FTCU Workshop 4, Class 24A. And everything beyond Class 24A, I rather imagine that it will be 24B because I'm not planning new content for 24. So I might do some more classes, but I think they'll be like question and answer classes, or open challenge classes is sort of what I had in mind, because there were so many great challenges in Workshop 4, and there's so many people that haven't had a chance to do the challenges yet, that I thought I would keep Workshop 4 going just to keep going with what we've done. But I haven't decided yet. So people were welcome to email me if you're a member of Workshop 4 and you have any input at all about what do you want, Workshop 5 or a retreat, or just, specific things that I didn't do maybe in Workshop 4, because after 48 classes, surely there's things we haven't covered yet, but there's a lot that boy, oh boy, it's a 200-page book. Workshop 4 is 200 pages. So it's not on sale right now. It's just on regular old pricing. It's $129, but you get a lot in there, sort of thing. I don't normally put my stuff on sale, to be honest. It's normally just on my website. When it goes on sale is often when I'm at an event, in live. Then I let the dealers do that kind of thing. So, but once in a while, I'll have a sale on my website. Trevor and Friends Embroidery Club is currently on sale. It's on sale for a better than half price, because it's by season 1 and season 2 for one low price of $99. And I'll let you look at it on my website if you want to know more about it. But there's a lot of things in there. And Kimberly will tell you about it, because so many of the beautiful projects that Kim and I made, that Kim made for Embroidery Club, are in there, and they're amazing projects, by the way. So this lace bowl is really not a good example of that. This is just a simple little sew job that turns into a lace bowl. Kimberly's projects are much more advanced, because they're what you would call an in the hoop project, where we made a zipper bag that was fully lined in the hoop. So it's got fabric on the inside of the bag and it's got fabric on the outside of the bag, except for I usually sew mine with cork because I like the cork, and I made my bracelet out of the cork too. I made the bracelet out of the gold cork. Here, that holiday sign is just not needed anymore. The gold cork, when I walk around the house, is in the incandescent lighting, is really dazzling, more so than in the bright lighting where it's already really sparkly. But this is a cork embroidery on cork with Deco Magic and light on the inside. I put Dreamweave on the inside to line it, just to kind of make it softer on the inside. But and then I use snaps. Kimberly was the first person to teach me about snaps. But these are the metal punch kind, not the clamp kinds that several of Kim's projects have a snap, is what I'm saying. Like your origami little, I forget what it's called, jewelry bag or purse or something. I forget, but it was such a cute little thing. I have it in my samples and people always pick it up and marvel at it because it has snaps on both sides and it kind of, I don't know, but Kim, you're a genius of it. All that stuff is all I can say. It's nice to see all you guys. It's great to have a little visit on Facebook Live today. I'm not forgetting about Facebook for next year either. Is that when I'm considering what classes I can offer, I'm also considering what social media can I offer? What have I got time for? And what do I need to do differently, to grow? And I think one of those things I can say about that is have a regular time, or at least have a maybe have a link, to it kind of thing. Some of those little logical things that we could do to make when I go live a little bit more exciting, and get few more people to chat with. Because when I just kind of drop it on you guys and, whoever just happens to be hanging out's there. But so we might do some more fun things next year is what I'm saying, and not just me talk about the free font and visit with you guys. So I might make some stuff and invite you guys to make it with me. That's sort of what I'm thinking. So all of that is stuff that I hope to be able to announce more of as the holidays kind of move on and I move into next year. I'll announce some of my plans for 25, but 24 was a wonderful year. And I can't believe that the holiday hauler is font number 49. You guys, that's 49 fonts that we released in 2025. And so I know that we're going to continue with a font of the week in 24. We released 49 fonts. I guess by the end of the year, we'll be at 50. And so we'll keep on with that next year, a font every week. Yeah, and then who knows what more. So we'll learn more. But so great to see everybody. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you for saying that you're looking forward to next year with me. And I'm excited. And she's so ready to help me finish Embroidery Club 2. And I know you are. I know, please, everyone in the world know that Kimberly was never the reason why I didn't finish Club 2. I will finish Club 2, but the reality is it's been a long gap between number 9 download and number 10 download. There was a little gap in between. But that said, I have actually created a lot of projects in that time, and so I have some things to share with you guys, and I'm sure you're going to love them. Yeah, anyways, I think it's about time I wrap up and hit the ski trails, you guys. It's 3:45 in Saskatoon time, which means it's the perfect time of day to get out there because tomorrow is the shortest day of the year. So the point is, up here where I live, it gets dark pretty early nowadays. The days are short, not nearly as short as my friends in Tromsø, because I visited Tromsø, Norway to give an embroidery presentation, you guys. Get this, in January, it was only 2 weeks to the next sunrise. I was there during a day when there was zero sunlight. And at high noon, it was like dusk, like twilight in the sky. But they didn't get direct sunlight for 6 weeks of the year up there. And I was there during one of those 6 weeks. So they're a lot further north in Tromsø, Norway than we are here in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Probably not as cold as us, though. We get the cold. They're close to the ocean still, so that helps a lot. Here in Saskatoon, we're in the middle of the continent, and it's we often get the polar vortex, but not today. It's only what did I say? 7 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm going skiing. So I'm going to let you guys go. Anyway, our season 1 and season 2 available in PES format, Cindy. They're in all the formats. So when you join Trevor and Friends Embroidery Club, I include every format that I can make for the designs. There's season 1 has over 420 designs. There were 69 videos in season 1, and season 2 is about the same size, but it's not done yet, so I don't know the exact numbers. But each download had several projects or folders of designs, and I want to say 6 or 8 things every time you got a new download, kind of thing. Might have been 10 beautiful lace angels, because those are some of my favorite lace designs. They're the lace angels. Or it might have just been a cute little flower lace bowl, but it could have been Kimberly's little in the hoop zippers, or one of her cool coasters, or her origami bags. And anyway, $99, you get it all if you join now. My intention is to take it off sale, though, so maybe I'll leave it on until after Christmas, or maybe till after the holidays. I'll leave it on, and then it's got to go back to regular price for next year. So all that said, it's wonderful to see everybody. I can see Elaine just dropped by, and so thank you very much. You're very welcome. I love to help people, and I love to share. So I'm going to keep doing that next year. In the meantime, I hope you all have a wonderful holiday season. I hope you're safe and you enjoy your family, and you have some time to yourself to maybe make something for yourself or treat yourself, and gift something to others too. Let's make the world a better place. Find a way to share your beautiful spirit and your positivity, and to the best of your ability, whatever that is today in your current situation. And we'll all make the world a better place. So happy holidays, you guys, and I'll see you probably maybe not till next year. Bye for now.